Throughout history, the greatest minds all had one thing in common. They all journaled. And that's a statement, but it sounds cool. Because for the last 10 years, I've also been journaling. Week after week, I've sat down with pen and paper on my Mac or my phone or wherever I had available at that time. And I sat down and I wrote, trying to find the words for whatever I went through or the words I didn't have the courage to say out loud. And the thing is, journaling improves mental health, and that small little habit that I started 10 years ago has kind of transformed my life. So in this video, I'm going to share 10 lessons from 10 years of journaling and why I think everyone should try it. So if you're ever felt overwhelmed or stressed, or you struggle with sorting out your thoughts, this one is for you. If you're new here, my name is Lars-Erik. I am a trained storyteller, curious about life, living in cold little Norway. But what I'm most passionate about is the questions we ask ourselves and the honest little ways we try to answer them. And that curiosity has taken me across borders, into conversations with strangers, and it made me start my own business a couple of years ago. And it's taken me deep into the pages of my own mind. So without further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing I want to say is just start. Like, that's obvious, but also it's really important. If you're thinking about it, just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just have to be words on paper. It doesn't have to make sense, because just remember, you're writing for you, and the longer you wait, the harder it will kind of be to start. So just start. Journaling is a space for you. It's your kind of creative little corner. It's a raw, unfiltered version of yourself. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to read it if you don't mind. Just put words down on paper and leave it. So just start. And the second lesson for journaling is you wouldn't try to solve a complex math equation in your head. You wouldn't need some kind of tool to do that. And the same goes for life. It's kind of complicated to figure life out sometimes. So sitting down, journaling, sorting out your mind, sorting out your thoughts is really a part of the process of being human. And it makes sometimes the struggle of figuring out what you're going through a little bit easier. And it's also a kind of soothing way of telling yourself, like, I got this, I'm taking control, and I'm just trying to starting one step at a time. Writing helps create distance with the problem or the issue or whatever you're going through. And sometimes you just need a little bit of distance to gather your thoughts and to start working on the challenge ahead. Lesson 3. Journaling reduces anxiety, depression, and it clears your mental health. And actually, research published by Cambridge University Press found out that 15 to 20 minutes of expressive writing about your emotions, I would say under a week, 3 to 5 days, significantly reduced the amount of stress and anxiety that person went through. So journaling is about movement, but it's about mental movement and making space for healing. The fourth lesson, I would say, is that writing can feel like control. And in like this age and era where we're doing a lot of things also because we have to, like you have to get up and go to work to pay the bills. It can feel draining sometimes to just be human because of all those things. But sitting down, writing, it can be part of you taking back some control, because you decide the words, you decide the structure, you decide the story. You can change it if you want to. You can reshape it, you can delete it, you can start all over again, and you can create kind of your own little universe by writing. And in that universe, and in that you're sitting down and writing, you are the narrator. You are the powerful person making all the decisions. And sometimes that can just feel really good to take back some kind of control. So writing can feel like taking control over your own life or control over a story. And the fifth lesson is you become better at expressing yourself. Writing regularly significantly sharpens your language, and it sharpens your way of expressing yourself. Not just on pen and paper, but also like in general, when you're out in public, when you're out with people, when you're talking, when you're trying to express your thoughts and your feelings, or in an argument for that sake, journaling makes you find better ways to express and say what you mean. The sixth lesson I would say is journaling is a way of telling yourself that I matter. The act of putting aside some time for yourself, sitting down, writing, it kind of feels real. It kind of feels like a reminder of yourself that I am important. And it is a way of sitting down with your thoughts and making space for something that is a part of being human, which is having all these thoughts, having all these crazy imaginations, and giving space for that. And especially in a time where we're constantly consuming stuff, we also have to empty everything we consume, and sitting down is a part of kind of doing that. And we all know that working out is healthy, but journaling has also the kind of health on your brain. It's a kind of exercise for the brain. Just like going to the gym and lifting weights, journaling is also a kind of way for your brain to lift weights as well. And studies actually show that reflective writing improves your memory, emotional regulations, and your overall mental health. The eighth lesson I would say, and one of the things I honestly love about it, is that writing is just a free space where you don't have to prove anything. There is no filters, there is no audience, there is only you and the pen and paper. And it is a space where nobody demands anything from you. You can just put words on paper and it doesn't have to mean anything. It's just a place where you don't have to prove anything. The ninth lesson is your inner voice evolves by writing. And at first, kind of this would sound like noise, but eventually when you start listening to your inner voice and you start creating space for that, you see that you kind of unpacks what it means to be you, and you figure out that there isn't anything to be fixed. There is only a place to make space for you, and that creates kind of like an acceptance. Giving space for that inner voice and allowing it to just say whatever it needs to say. And by journaling, by giving space to your inner voice, it kind of softens over time because it now has a filter. It now has its own place. And the 10th lesson is writing teaches you about yourself, which I think is one of the most important aspects of writing, because you get to know yourself better over time. If you never sit down with yourself and if you never listen to yourself, you will have more difficulty evolving as a person. You need to give space for you, and you need to give space for the thoughts, for the inner critic, for everything that goes on inside your head. And sitting down and giving space for that, you will get to learn more about yourself. So they were my 10 thoughts from 10 years of journaling. And if you like this video, I hope and think you would like this one as well. And if not, I hope I'll see you in the next video.